Yes, welcome to the 6th episode of the Master Session podcast. I think we are really gearing up now. I think we're really getting into the gist of the matter. And I'm so excited about the guest that I have today. It was chip chap, just on the fly. But before we get into it, I really want to keep emphasizing what this podcast is about, at least for the next 10, 20 episodes, so that everyone who starts to watch it knows that we are not here just for games and whatnot. We're going deep into the stories behind the music. You guys see the flashy cars, you see the girls, you see the fame, but you don't know the real stories behind this. And we're hoping that this is a platform where you can get to see, to know the real behind the scenes, industry people and what they are really doing, so that when you see the music, you know that there's real people behind it. So let's get into it. My guest today is going to introduce himself. And I'm so honored to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My name is Nince and I'm a Ugandan music composer, songwriter, music producer, and director, and performer. Yeah. So in the industry terms, they say singer-songwriter. Yeah. That's enough.
I really want to go deep, because when we use the term singer-songwriter, especially in, let's say, the African music industry, it doesn't usually jump out a lot. But of course, in the Western sort of music industry, it comes out. So before we get into that, I want to understand, where does Nince Henry start from? Like, let's go back to a little bit of childhood. Where do you pick up this? Where was that spark? And you're like, you know what? I think this is the thing I want to do.
Yeah, you always have stories like, I started in school, was in charge. But me, I think, to be honest, I loved music when I was very little. I used to listen to music. I used to sing in class and got me in trouble.
Were you behind the banging the desks in the back?
Like I was that person. I was born in the 80s.
Okay.
In the late 80s. So in the 90s, it was the Shakademases and the Shaggies.
Okay. Yeah.
We had not really adopted so much of what you would say, the music from the Caribbean, because we had the Jamaican music here, but then there was this hip hop and R&B that really so defined so much about the music life in Kampala.
Okay.
So I used to like Chakadema so much. I remember I used to sing that song. Let us put man smart, woman smarter.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, I was very, very stubborn when I was young, and I think it was always about music. I was singing all the time. So I loved music when I was young.
Okay.
But then the decision to say, okay, I think I can write a song.
Okay.
I always felt like I could write a song.
Just from listening, you felt like...
Yeah, but I think these things are written down before. Now, 2008, I was completing my senior 6.
Okay.
And
which school was this?
I was in Ginger.
Oh, you're in Ginger?
Ginger. It's called Ginger SS.
Okay.
Now, I had a friend. He was so hip-hop. His name is One Rail. He's still there in Ginger.
One Rail? I think I know One Rail.
Yeah. Hey, One Rail. So One Rail used to take me to the cafes, the internet cafes. And we would,
for those who don't know, internet cafes, the kids it's a place where you'd actually go to access the internet.
Yeah.
But now you just
go and pay so that they give you minutes. You pay for the minutes and you log in and do something on the internet.
Okay.
We had no YouTube. I think by 2007, did we have YouTube? 2008?
But it took some time for it, to come, into Africa and whatnot.
YouTube, I had not seen it before.
Yes.
We had no Facebook. me, I didn't know about Facebook. So what we had was that we used to do
Friendster. Was it Friendster?
No, there was OneSpace.
No, MySpace.
MySpace.
Yes.
MySpace.
Oh, you were on MySpace in the early days of MySpace.
Yeah. So we'd spend a lot of time searching the underground hip hop lyrics, and I used to write hip hop.
Okay.
I used to write rap.
Really?
And it's one rail who took me into that. I would like write like things and then go on the internet and see how I can interpret them and then include those real vocals of the hip hop, the hip hop vernacular. And so at school they used to call me Chemical. That's
a good rap name, by
Chemical.
the way.
Yeah, I was Chemical
because you were the one cooking the.
Yeah, because I remember it's because I had this song. It had become so popular at school. It was called Chemical. I used to rap, creeping me as a crop for your bloodstream, daddy as a bathroom into your club. So I was a rapper. And the girls are like, chemicals to recognize when you feel it, chemical. But now, after high school, and now, so I'm back home. I'm in Kampala and I'm trying to make connections with the people in the mainstream industry. The first person I made friends with was Chizo.
But and I'm sorry to cut you off here, but before you go into the mainstream, your first experience with the music and a little bit of fame, of course, with the Chemical from school, you experienced that. When was the first time you go to the studio to like, okay, you know what? I can write these raps. I'm killing the crowds. I want to now make music.
Okay. Now, 2009. There is a man called Omlangira Ndaus.
Okay.
Omlangira Ndaus.
The radio presenter, yes.
Yeah, he's at Hot 100 at Radio Simba. He was my friend. He introduces me to Bebe Cool.
Okay.
So, this guy is like, Bebe, kanono kalaba no kamanyo kuandika enyimba. Bebe Cool is like, that was nawe. Gwe osaga kakubiremu ha, and Chemical was on my head. So I did it. Yo, crippling me as a crop for your bloodstream. I gave him literally all the 3 verses non-stop. And the nigga was like, hey, Kalina Munno Wama. Bebe Cool. Hey. Now, that evening, he had a studio session at Dream Studio. Bebe Cool.
Yes.
So as leaves for studio, remember we were at Bukoto, to Radio Simba. So we all went with him. It's like, hey, together fena. Nekano. So we went together at Dream Studio.
Okay.
We meet Pademan. Pademan was the producer in the studio that day. So my first time to see a music studio was Dream Studio. Dream Studio was the biggest recording studio in Uganda
at the time. I mean, Pademan rocked it.
Yeah, so I enter like this and this is the music studio. Those mixers, they had those console mixers, big from here. Like, man, it feels good in here. So they introduced me. Pade, no songwriter.
He said songwriter.
Yeah, songwriter. Amita Nince Henry.
And by this time, do you know what songwriter actually means for you?
Yeah, I called myself a songwriter. Said I'm a songwriter. Problem would come if you asked me, what did you write? Which song have you written before? But I knew I was a songwriter. So, so as they introduced me, and I think it's Pademan who took my number. You know, the following day, so they did their work. There was a song they were mixing. So they did their work and then we left. The following day, not the following day, I think the following week, I'm there and a phone call. Hey, hello, Nince Henry. This is Dream Studio. Waliwo omukyala ali wano ayagala omwandikireyo oluyimba. Like, what? Okay.
You got them, you called yourself songwriter.
And on a border. Kanzije. So getting there, there's a lady from church. She wants a Luganda song and love. She wants a love song. Luganda.
And you're from Chemical?
I've never tried any Luganda shit.
Okay.
You know what I said? I said, yeah. They asked me for how much. Now I had heard that Silva Chagulanyi would charge you between 2 million and 3 million, 2.5, 1 million, around there. So I said 2 million.
Okay.
Man, like, oyagala million bili, sebo. Like, when you mpanga meka. Man.
And this time you haven't written a song, first of all.
I'd never written any song, apart from the hip hop shit that I always, figured with in high school. They accepted to give me 1 million shillings.
For your first song.
And they paid me 500K as deposit. I had never touched 100K as my own money. I'm in VAC at that time.
Yes.
You don't want me to tell you where how I spent that money on a border to Owino. Man, I went to Owino Nince.
I don't back then Owino was cheap. Cheap and classy.
We had these. You remember those crossed t-shirts, like polo t-shirt? They had a chitoji. They had to be colors.
Yes,
like
yes.
Mama ne soka ngule bi t-shirt ngabi na.
Michitoji chiteken wa gulu.
I bought some Reeboks. Nenzira ku kazigo. Anengandi mobi. No, nensoka nyambala. And I changed and I went back to Bukoto. I went to Bukoto to meet the Ndauses and the Bebekuls and those guys. And, what you say? Guys saw me like, hey, umukuru ngata use.
Have you written a song by this time?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
But I'll go back with the song. So, to my hostel. I was in a hostel. I was in a hostel. I was joining campus.
Yes.
So I was in a hostel in Chibuli. So the day goes and that night I had to write a Luganda song. Love. Man. The fact that I loved music, I always listened to a lot of music.
Yes.
Like, honestly, I listened to a lot of Eddie Wamala, Paulo Cafero.
Was this music of your parents? Where they were playing at home and you are listening to everything?
In the 90s, that's the music that was playing really. Like in Ugandan music, that was Ugandan music. Paulo Cafero, Eddie Wamala, Barora de Mainja, Geoffrey Rutaya, those guys.
Yes.
And of course now this one is running the mainstream industry at that time, Chameleon, Bebe Cool and
Bobby.
So I'm like, okay, so I at home had a guitar. So I did my simple chords.
Wait, where does the guitar come from? Is it a musical family?
No, I had my guitar. I had bought a guitar.
Okay.
After high school, during VAC, I had a guitar. So long story short, the next day I went to studio called Pademan. Riman. Nzije recordingirawo akayimba ka omchala na kamazo kawandika.
Demo.
Yeah, demo. So I got to studio and Pademan, I did it. Pademan, what Pade did, they put for me a page. They opened for me Logic, and they told me, you go with your guitar to the booth, and I had my guitar and I played.
This was your first song.
Yeah. And when I voiced that, so Pademan came back later and he found what I had done. It was saved and kept for him to come and go through and see how he can bounce it and give it to the owner. So he came back and I was away already, so I had gone back. So he calls me like, Gwe okakasa gwa wandise bino like yesebo nze nabiwandise mwana tobe nyimba z'abantu sija bi producing anze obobi like sebo nze naluwandise. So like they didn't believe it.
Even I'm still not believing
that
because I'm like,
that was the first song I wrote. Now the song is given to the owner. And then so they gave us a program. So they told me, now you have to be there in studio. You have to direct the person singing that song. Because if you created that melody, then it's you who knows the dynamics. So you have to be there to guide. Like, I even have to be there. This thing, I'm running it till the end.
Yeah.
Now, so the lady comes, studio day. So we recorded the song. We recorded the song, and so it was taken, and then we said, okay, so now it has to go on air. I was very excited to move around with a CD and let people listen to a song, and I tell them I am the one who wrote that song. And of course, many could not believe, like, lady. So, I think within weeks, about 2 or 3 weeks, like the song was so big.
That was a hit song.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting the name. What is the name of the artist?
The artist is called Samali Mato.
Yes, Samali Mato.
Yeah. The song was so big. It was everywhere. Let me ask you this.
Because for this to be your first song, normally a lot of songwriters take years to even arrive at that point.
Yeah.
And for you, this was right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I would say you were sort of faking it to make it, but you actually already made it.
Yeah.
But say, where does the musicality come from? Where did you get all? I'm saying that song has a lot of music. Where does it come from?
Man, I think it comes from my like childhood proclivity to listen to a lot of music.
Okay.
I used to just listen to music. And I think it always like stuck in me. I think there's always something I retained from every song that I listened to. And when I said, okay, let me try to do it, it was that easy. So the song is so big and the artist is not even known.
Like genius level.
Man, like, I don't know, like that was a good.
I would say that is genius level. Because if that was your first song, I'm still in shock.
Yeah, that was the first song I wrote.
Okay, so now everyone knows you.
Yeah, so now, not yet.
Not yet.
Now the song is big everywhere, and people, of course, everyone thinks now it's Silver Chagulanyi who wrote it. I mean, who else now?
By the way, even now I would have said Silver Chagulanyi.
But people started talking like, no, walioka guy, or you see Silver, walioka guy, and the people, and there are people who claimed to have written it. And so you would find like people, Wani. So when the song became big, videos at that time the video was not primarily considerable if you wanted to release a song. So you had to put your audio out there on radio, and your song will play. And but today, you have to go with the video. Video is so important today. So and surprisingly, when the video came out, people were shocked that it was not even a young girl. It was Mchala Mukulu. It's because yali Mchala Mukulu by that time. Somebody told me she was 30, 34, 31. Now, so the song becomes big. So I said, hey, Now, from there, you be there, receive a call. Hello? This Henry? My name is Irene Nambiru. Yeah. You start receiving a call. This is Juliana. It's like everyone starts calling you. Like now at that time now. I am with Bebe Cool. Yeah, kata Bebe Cool yanka kasiza.
Of course, Bebe Cool kati.
Because when I did that song, I think, of course, everyone was really shocked. Now to Bebe Cool, to whom I had introduced myself as a rapper, to see me doing this,
it must have like, threw him off. Like
so now so I started going to studio with him. I think then I wrote a song for him. It was Sweet Love. So we started doing some music with Bebe Cool, and then of course all these others who followed suit, and and the name Nince was established in the industry, and I think that very year, that song was the Pearl of Africa Music Award Song of the Year.
Yes. And
the artist was the new artist of the year. But I did not win the songwriter of the year. But although everyone criticized Palm Awards for that, like everyone felt that I should have been the one. But I mean, I didn't win. I won the next year.
Okay.
Because I think it's the next year when I wrote Irene Nambiru's album, Birowozo. So, and then I won Songwriter of the Year. Yeah. So, that's how it came about.
Okay. I mean, this helps us segue into the core of what we started actually this podcast for, is that now as you're seeing the industry, as a songwriter, what are your takes? What are you seeing? What don't you like? What is happening? Especially when it comes to songwriting, and then we, are moving into copyrights, UPRS, this kind of thing. What would be your take on all those issues from a songwriter's perspective?
Primarily, I think there has been a redefinition of social relevance. Like, there's this thing called the popularity contest.
Yes.
It enthrones people based on their level of social prominence rather than their level of skills.
Okay.
Creativity. So you realize that the most talented people, most talented producers, songwriters, the real singers are not getting the stage. They're not getting the opportunity to be listened to. They're not given a chance. But it's now about, so who knows you? How good are you at marketing yourself?
Okay.
And then you find that the mainstream industry is dominated by what you would consider lesser authentic in terms of like real creativity.
Bubblegum music.
Yeah, like then you ask yourself, okay, you don't want to mention someone's song, but why is this the song dominating Uganda's airwaves? You understand? Like, why is this like now? Why is it now? It's this that is driving society, but it's in all areas of society. It's like, so you have to market yourself.
Okay.
However good you are, it hurts to find that the real written music, songs that are good, that have ceased to get a chance. It's like, what is defining airplay today is the chidongo, and that kills the real meaning of what you would want to listen to as music. It's the reason why when you hear a Beyonce 2008 song,
Oh,
and you want to compare it to
I
the
get
current album, you're like, man, this is the music. Now, where are we going? But we need to accept the fact that I think it has to do with the world population growth. And I have been reading extensively human psychology for the last 4 years.
Okay.
4 or 5 years. And I've focused so much on personality psychology. And I think I've studied the temperamental science and the personality traits that constitute individual human behavioral differences. So these personality traits like extroversion, racism, conscientiousness, you find that it's the extroverts that are winning.
You think it's because of, the social
The more people
media?
are, it's like the world is now noisy, so it's hard to get people sit down, shut up and listen. So you have to shout with them.
Okay.
And the more you will shout, the more you will be heard, and you will join the ruckus, and you will go and you will be noticed. And yes, that's it.
Yes.
So the good people, the introverts, the people who take time to think and they want everything to move authentically, are lagging behind. Naturally, like society is cutting them off.
Okay.
Because now, I don't want to ask, like, okay, so what is the authenticity of what you're putting forward as the reason why I should accept you? But you are known. So Katumba Oye. Like, yeah, Katumba Oye, like, yeah, that's it. And, okay. And then, but you want to sit down with the person like Mujisha Muntu. I'm giving an example. I'm trying to use the political.
A person like Kabuleta,
Yeah, like they are really people. But man, they are not making noise. They are not making enough noise to get people to hear them. You understand? So it's sad, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Society has taken a direction where you have to vibe with what is on, like vibe with it. Don't just keep there.
Okay.
That's why you see who is the main artist now, who are the artists now dominating the mainstream industry. Do you want to put them on a scale of giftedness with those ones in the 90s, and how much would they score? You understand?
Would you say that would be like, maybe, because I agree with you, I think there's a problem, but how much of that is, let's say, nostalgia? Because that was the music when we were young. That was the music when we enjoyed that. That's what we had, our first kiss to, first, date. Would you attribute it to nostalgia a bit, maybe?
Like I've told you, okay, with age, the tastes and preferences change.
Yes.
We have given birth to kids and we want them to feel good. And these kids, first of all, the style of parenting, we have changed it.
Yes.
You don't want to get your kid to do what you want if it has what it wants to do. Because you don't want to feel like you are bugging this kid and you are annoying him and you are forcing them into something that you hated when you were young.
Yes.
So what you hated when you were young, what your parents did to shape you, and you hated it and you didn't like it, you cannot imagine your child going through it.
That's true.
So you sit back and like, there is the way. Just explore the world. Hey, yo, enjoy life.
Yeah. Be whatever you want to be.
Yeah. And they just want to do what they want to do. remember, there's an issue of technology. Technology has changed. Of course, it has affected how people think.
Yes.
But it has changed so much about the things that we always perceived to require real skills and time.
Yes.
Like you can sit home and produce a song on your phone. So the value of the song, it's like people are making shoes now, man. Like people somebody can make a Jordan for you from home. Go YouTube, watch the videos,
how
and
to
learn
make a Jordan,
and make a Jordan.
That's true.
So like the value of that Jordan reduces in the eyes of so many people. It's like the kids are telling you, man, so the lesser talented, the lesser gifted in terms of like singing, creating music, are gaining the platform because they do it. Because it's easier now to do. It's about look for Nince. You have money? Yes. Give him aja kuandikira oluyimba. Yes. Ate chichi, olukwate, oluyige, oluyimbe, balu recording. Bakubemu wali pitch corrector. Choo, edobozi literede. Shoo. You bang the radio stations. It's easy now.
Okay.
So before you were a musician, okay, yeah, you had to be defined by your ability to sing, to compose music, and everything that you sang was always connected to you.
Yes.
It represented your thinking. But now people understand that it's not your thinking. Somebody else must have done that for you.
Okay.
But it's okay. So it's okay. So anyone can do it. The fact that it's okay and it's easier to do. So when we are looking at the way the world has changed, we should look at it from a psychological perspective, from a social perspective, not just music.
Yes.
Everything has changed. Man, like you would ask yourself, man, like where was the iPhone? And you see the speed, the rate at which
so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up, I just want for you to share maybe what you think someone should do. Because as you have said, maybe someone who's introverted, a young kid out there who's, maybe same as you, he was going through and he doesn't have the chance to make, like for you made the noise in front of Bebe Cool. You got his attention. You went to Dream Studio and got their attention. You had that naturally. When someone doesn't have that naturally, what can they do? Some young producer or young songwriter who's listening to this, what advice can you give them as we wrap up?
I think you need to move with the wave. I mean, that's it. Like we are not going to be here trying to motivate people to be like what we think is the reality about how human beings should be. I mean, all aspects of human nature have changed. So let the kids, but the most important thing, and I think I've spoken to some parents about it. Let's speak with the kids about the real values and the good things that they are supposed to do. Okay. Talk to the kids as they grow up. Tell them.
Kindness, compassion.
Drugs is bad.
Things. Yes.
There are things that are really bad for your life.
Yes.
Let them know the dangers of society today. But I think, you must operate in congruence with society and how it works. If you are not an extrovert and you are full of the negative emotions, that means you are neurotic. You can try to work on that. Okay. Go out there, meet people, be happy. But be a very responsible person. Be responsible. But don't be a neurotic. Don't be a person who is like this. No. What you need to know is that the people who are outgoing, the people who don't just keep quiet are the ones winning.
Yes.
So win with them. Yes, go out there, win with them. If it's fun, but be very responsible. But still, now about music, the truth is that the good music still wins. There's that good music. I don't know how to define that, but I think that that's defined by the individual ear. Say good, but I mean, there's that you can generally see and say, and I think this is dope.
Yeah.
It always wins.
Yes.
Things have changed that you can realize that record labels now, the relevance of record labels have been reduced by the internet. So use the opportunity that you are existing today and what the opportunities that today provides you with. Okay? I mean, like it's sad, but it's true. Mose Radio did not see TikTok. Okay? He's not here. He has not had the opportunity to share that. So when you have it, use it.
Yes.
Okay? But be responsible.
I've been crying artists to use TikTok. This is really...
Yeah, like it's that's it. Like the things that are the life is providing today, use them. Those who did not have that chance, they had their chance. They also had what they had to use. But what is here, you need to adopt new things as they come. Adopt them. You don't stay behind. Just move on. Move with the world.
But speaking of like record labels, you said something there which really interests me. Is a place like Masters, because it's a record label studio, whatnot. How would they now? You as a songwriter, from a songwriter's perspective, you've been in the industry for a long time. How would like Masters change or adapt? What do you think such establishments can add to be able to, like I've said, to move with the times and be able to add to that sort of like movement and stay relevant? What do you say?
Try to be hard.
Okay.
That's what I said. You make the noise. Because everybody's making noise. Okay. So make the noise. That's it. Because it's the noise that is working. Like the noisy ones are the ones who are relevant.
Okay. Yes.
You understand? Like you think full figure is not to you. How do you define that? Like, so it's full figure who's bagging like 1 million shillings. Like, so why do you want to be?
I get you.
You understand? So make the noise.
Yes.
Make the noise and be hard. You are in a crowd. And you don't want to keep tapping people like, hey, I'm here, man. I'm here also, I'm here. I don't know how to shout, but I'm here. Like, hey, man, we are shouting. You be there. So shout.
Yes.
It's the noise now. That's it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nince Henry. And any final words you want to, give us? But you have new projects coming out. What are you working on? Yes.
Yeah. I have new music to put out. I've had challenges with management for the last 5 years. I've really struggled so much with trying to establish a team for myself that you can call management.
Yes.
And that's because it's what works. Individuality no longer works in the industry.
True.
You need to have a team. So where we had to take a song on radio, and as long as it's played, oyani, they look for you. No. So now it's about having people to work. Because
with this amount of noise like you described, you actually need a team.
Yeah, you need a team. So I've struggled so much, but I think eventually I can say I have a management, and I'm trying to see how I can release my first single in January with this new management. Yeah. And see how I can move on. I have so many fans who keep telling me, man, why did you just like
disappear.
just stop, like, but yeah, I'm going to put music out. And then the other thing, I'm trying to see how we can get like more people, more artists, more young, talented music hopefuls to the commercial stage,
yes,
to the mainstream stage. We are helping so many other artists to come out. Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what you're working on.
Yeah, what I do is I create music for you, but not just that. I provide you with knowledge,
yes,
about how to go about the industry. I provide you with a plan and the do's and don'ts of the industry, so that you know what you expect, what should you expect, and
yes,
how prepared you should be as you come into the mainstream industry. So that has always defined me as Nince Henry. It's not just about writing song. It's not just it. I've always said that I think everyone can write a song. Everyone. But it's what, like, so you do after. So you establish an artist and with the knowledge, what they should do, what they should not do, and the ability to plan.
Yes.
Because saying that you're coming into the industry, music, it's like going to Chukubo. You need to know what you're going to.
Where are you going?
What are the competitors there? How is the game played there? How do you deal with KCCA? How do you deal with these people who are the hawkers? So it's the real thing, and I always use that when I'm speaking to young artists.
Yeah,
like the music industry is like going to Chukubo. You want to join the rich people there, basubuzi. So you need to be prepared. You need to understand what you're going to. Don't just go osubule ebintu ogende mu Chukubo ogambe nange ndi wano mubigule. No. So don't come, go to a songwriter, just buy a song, do a song, and then then what? No. You need to have a plan. You need to know what you're going to do. Otherwise, you're going to end up hating this industry if you're not prepared enough.
That's true.
Vaja kukuba, vaja kubona, and you'll be building a testimony. So that one day you're somewhere and say, hey, nze natoba, twagendeyo, nakole nyimba zange, walore nasoko kola. No, we don't have that time. There is a formula for the industry.
Okay.
And when I get that artist, I provide you with that formula. Tell you what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, and what you should expect, and how prepared you should be. So, and I'm still about that so much. Yeah, seeing more artists coming up.
Okay, so you can maybe shout out your social medias, anyone who best way to reach out to you.
So this is Nince Henry. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and I'm on Snapchat, on Twitter. I'm Nince Henry. Everywhere I am Nince Henry.
You got the brand, you got everything, man. That's so good.
So just follow me, man. I've not really been so good with social media. I will tell you. I've also I too have always needed help. Okay. But I think I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up. So yeah. So follow me up on social media.
Okay. There. Okay. Thank you. So thank you to everyone who is listening, who's watching. If you're watching on YouTube, go follow Nince Henry's YouTube channel. We're going to link it in the description. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We know these are sort of long. Most of you are complaining, Davin, these videos are so long. No, these videos are packed with a lot of value, and you should watch them until the end so that you can learn and, gain something. And that's what we are hoping for this platform. So thank you for watching. And if you're listening, please rate us on Spotify. Give us a good, review, comment, tell us. And if you have any questions for Nince Henry, put them in the comment section, hit him up on social media. And thank you for watching. Nince, thanks for stepping by.
Yeah.
And we shall see in the next video.